Imagine the ancient city of Hierapolis, nestled in what is now modern Turkey. It's around 50 CE, a time when the Roman Empire holds vast power and influence over the known world. Here, in this bustling hub of trade and culture, a child is born into slavery. Slavery was a common practice in the Roman Empire, encompassing a wide range of roles and fates. Some slaves were highly educated, serving as tutors or scribes. But for many, life was hard and filled with back-breaking labor. Among these was the child who would come to be known as Epictetus. Born around 50-55 CE in Hierapolis, Epictetus was a slave to the Roman Empire. His beginnings were humble, yet his mind would prove unyielding. As a slave, Epictetus was part of the vast network of laborers that sustained the empire's wealth and power. Despite his circumstances, Epictetus would grow to become one of the most influential philosophers in history. His journey from bondage to intellectual greatness is a testament to the power of the human mind and spirit. As we delve into his life and teachings, we'll discover how Epictetus transformed the harsh realities of his birth into a philosophical legacy that still resonates today. In the heart of the Roman Empire, in the city of Rome, during the 1st century CE, a young man named Epictetus lived out his days as a slave. His existence was defined by the harsh realities of slavery, unending labor, little freedom, and constant subjugation to his masters. Each day was a relentless cycle of back-breaking work, with barely enough time or energy for rest and reflection. Epictetus's body bore the brunt of this incessant toil, his mind constantly grappling with the indignities of servitude. Despite the adversity, he developed an unyielding spirit that would later shape his philosophical teachings on resilience and self-control. His keen intellect sought solace in the pursuit of knowledge, a rare commodity for slaves of his time. He found moments of respite within the pages of Seneca's letters, a significant text in Stoicism that resonated deeply with him. Through these writings, Epictetus discovered a philosophy that could transform his inner world even as his outer world remained unchanged. Years later, when he was around 30 years old, Epictetus gained his freedom and moved to Rome. This newfound liberty marked a profound shift, a chance for Epictetus to transcend the limitations of his past and forge a new path. His teachings on resilience and self-control have echoed through the centuries, inspiring generations to overcome adversity with unwavering spirit. Epictetus's journey from enslavement to philosophical prominence is one marked by resilience and intellectual prowess. It was around 68-70 CE when Epictetus finally gained his freedom. This period marks a significant turning point in his life's trajectory. Imagine the weight of chains lifted from your wrists, the sense of space opening up around you as the bonds that once confined you are broken. For a man who had known nothing but slavery, this newfound freedom must have been both exhilarating and daunting. With his new status as a free man, Epictetus moved to Rome, the heart of the empire. In this bustling city, teeming with intellectual life and political intrigue, Epictetus found his niche. It was in Rome where he began to teach his principles of Stoicism, drawing attention for the depth and clarity of his thoughts. His insights on resilience and self-control resonated deeply with those who sought to navigate the complexities of Roman life. This period marks not just a change in Epictetus's physical circumstances, but a profound shift in his intellectual influence. From an enslaved man to one of the most influential philosophers of his time, Epictetus's journey embodies the power of the human spirit. With the acquisition of his freedom, Epictetus ventures to Rome, a city teeming with intellectual life and philosophical schools. Rome, the heart of the Roman Empire, is a crucible of ideas where various philosophies intersect and flourish. In this vibrant milieu, Epictetus encounters the teachings of Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes virtue and self-control. Stoics like Seneca and Musonius Rufus are among the influential figures he likely meets. Their ideas on accepting one's fate and cultivating inner tranquility resonate deeply with Epictetus. Yet, amidst the philosophical ferment, he also witnesses the stark inequalities and moral complexities of Roman society. These observations foster his own reflections on the nature of freedom and the true essence of humanity. As he delves deeper into these questions, Epictetus begins to articulate his own unique perspectives. His philosophical journey is far from straightforward. It's marked by continuous inquiry and self-examination. Amidst this intellectual tumult, Epictetus faces a pivotal moment, his exile by Emperor Domitian in 94 CE. Banished to Nicopolis, he continues his philosophical pursuits, refining his ideas into the robust framework of Stoicism. His teachings, captured in the Discourses and the Enchiridion, will eventually become cornerstones of Stoic thought. Stoicism began as a simple idea, to live in agreement with nature. Zeno believed that understanding the natural world could guide us to a life of virtue and self-control. He divided his teachings into three main parts: physics, logic, and ethics. Zeno saw these as essential for navigating life's complexities. The physical world, according to Zeno, was governed by unyielding laws. By understanding these laws, one could align their actions with nature's intentions. Logic, he argued, was crucial for clear thinking and decision-making. Without a sound mind, one could not hope to live virtuously. Ethics, the cornerstone of Zeno's philosophy, taught that personal virtue and self-control were key to a peaceful life. This would become the foundation for Stoic thought. He believed that by living in agreement with nature, one could find inner peace amidst life's storms. This philosophy would become a lifeline for many. Clinthus, another student of Zeno, added the phrase "with nature" to this core teaching. Epictetus would build upon these foundations to shape Stoicism into a powerful force. Despite facing exile and other hardships, Epictetus never wavered in his belief that personal ethics and self-control were the keys to a life well lived. Beyond his personal resilience, Epictetus's teachings offer profound insights into the practice of philosophy itself. His core principles are encapsulated in a work known as Enchiridion, or the Handbook. This text was not written by Epictetus himself, but rather transcribed by his student Aurelius. Enchiridion is a collection of wise sayings and maxims that guide readers through the practice of Stoicism. Within its pages, Epictetus emphasizes the importance of personal ethics and self-control. He believed that virtue is sufficient for happiness, a concept known as Amor Fati, or the love of fate. This principle suggests that one should accept and even embrace whatever fate brings. Enchiridion teaches that one should only concern oneself with what is within their power. This idea resonates deeply with the Stoic belief in an entirely material universe, shot through with reason and purpose. Epictetus's teachings are not merely philosophical musings, but rather a practical guide for living a virtuous and happy life. Imagine a world where fate is not the whimsical, unpredictable force that it often appears to be. Instead, envision a philosophy that encourages you to embrace your circumstances with love and acceptance. Amor Fati was not just about accepting misfortune, it was also about cherishing good fortune. Epictetus believed that true happiness comes from appreciating the present moment, whether it is pleasant or challenging. He taught his students to find joy in every circumstance and to view life's ups and downs as opportunities for growth. For Epictetus, fate was not something to be feared, but a pathway to wisdom and resilience. This philosophy of Amor Fati has endured for centuries and continues to influence modern thought. It serves as a reminder that true happiness lies not in external circumstances, but in our internal response to them. As we delve deeper into Epictetus's teachings, we begin to see the profound impact he had on Stoic philosophy and his enduring influence on how we understand happiness and fate today. Epictetus believed that we are all part of a great world city of human beings, connected to each other as rational and social creatures. This interconnectedness was at the heart of his philosophy. In this view, our happiness is intrinsically linked to how we navigate the challenges and joys that come our way. By embracing Amor Fati, we can find peace in any situation. So, the next time you face a challenge or a moment of good fortune, remember Epictetus's wise words and embrace your fate with love and acceptance. For it is in this practice that true happiness lies. Take a moment to reflect on how this perspective might change the way you approach life's obstacles and blessings. Could Amor Fatis be your pathway to a more content and joyful existence? By understanding and practicing Epictetus's principle of love for fate, we can cultivate an inner strength that transcends the ups and downs of life. This is the legacy of his teachings. Domitian, known for his autocratic rule, had a policy of banishing philosophers and other intellectuals he deemed subversive. Epictetus was among those targeted. In Nicopolis, Epictetus founded a school where he continued to teach and refine his philosophical principles. This principle of resilience and adaptability has enduring relevance today. In a world filled with uncertainties and challenges, Epictetus's teachings remind us that our inner strength is what truly matters. By cultivating an attitude of acceptance and resilience, we can navigate the complexities of life with a steadfast spirit. And so, from the ashes of adversity, Epictetus forged a philosophy that continues to inspire and guide us today. Despite the setback, Epictetus saw an opportunity in his newfound freedom. He journeyed to the city of Nicopolis, located on the western coast of Greece. In this quiet, coastal town, Epictetus laid the foundation for a new school of philosophy. His teachings, deeply rooted in Stoicism, offered a radical vision. Happiness is not found in external circumstances, but in our inner selves. In Nicopolis, Epictetus distilled his philosophy into a set of practical maxims that continue to resonate today. His teachings emphasize the importance of living in agreement with nature and accepting one's fate with stoic resolve. His influence extended far beyond his lifetime, shaping the thoughts of later philosophers and thinkers who sought to understand the nature of human happiness and resilience. Centuries later, Epictetus's wisdom continues to guide modern philosophical thought. His belief in the power of individual will and the importance of personal virtue remains a beacon in an ever-changing world. In the quiet town of Nicopolis, Epictetus not only established a lasting philosophical legacy, but also demonstrated that true greatness is often forged in the crucible of adversity. His teachings serve as a reminder that our power lies not in the circumstances we face, but in how we respond to them. From the humble shores of Nicopolis, Epictetus's wisdom continues to echo through time, offering solace and guidance to those who seek a path to true happiness. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, Epictetus's teachings remind us that our inner fortitude and wisdom are the keys to a fulfilling existence. Epictetus's teachings have not only endured the test of time, but also profoundly influenced subsequent philosophers, shaping their work and ideas in lasting ways. Aurelius's Meditations, a collection of personal writings and reflections, draws heavily from Epictetus's ideas. Epictetus's teachings on the importance of inner strength and wisdom in navigating life's complexities are echoed throughout Meditations. The influence is so strong that some historians consider Aurelius's work to be a continuation and expansion of Epictetus's philosophy. His teachings, known through works like Discourses and Enchiridion, emphasize the power of individual control over one's responses to life's circumstances. Today, Epictetus's teachings continue to be studied and applied in various contexts, from personal growth to leadership development. They serve as a reminder that true happiness and inner peace come not from external circumstances, but from our own responses and attitudes. From the dusty roads of ancient Hierapolis to the hallowed halls of Rome, the journey of Epictetus stands as a testament to unyielding spirit and intellectual prowess. His journey from bondage to freedom is not just a story of individual triumph. It's a tale that resonates through the ages, shaping modern thought and inspiring countless minds. The Republic by Plato, another renowned work from an equally influential philosopher, shares this enduring relevance. It's a testament to the timelessness of great ideas. Consider René Descartes' most famous quote, "I think, therefore I am." This philosophical cornerstone continues to guide our understanding of knowledge and reality. From the bustling streets of Rome to the tranquil shores of Nicopolis in Greece, Epictetus's philosophical school continued to draw eager minds seeking wisdom and enlightenment. Even after his death around 30 CE, his teachings live on, inspiring not just philosophers, but also leaders and everyday individuals alike. His impact is undeniable. As we meditate on Epictetus's unyielding spirit and intellectual prowess, it's clear that his legacy is more than just historical significance. It's a practical guide for navigating the complexities of modern life. At the heart of Epictetus's teachings lies a profound emphasis on personal ethics and self-control. He believed that one must differentiate between what is within our control, prohairesis, and what is not. For instance, he taught that we should only concern ourselves with our own actions and perceptions. In his discourses, Epictetus offers practical examples to illustrate this principle. He suggests imagining a dog tied to a cart. The dog has no control over the direction of the cart or its speed. All it can do is follow along or resist, both of which cause suffering. Similarly, we should not concern ourselves with external events or outcomes over which we have no control. Instead, Epictetus advises focusing on our response to these events, the aspect within our control. This emphasis on self-discipline and personal ethics is what enabled Epictetus to overcome his own adversities. Epictetus believed that emotions are not innately good or bad. Instead, he saw them as natural responses to the world around us. Like a compass pointing true north, our emotions guide us toward what we value most. He taught that it's not the emotion itself, but how we respond to it that matters. For Epictetus, the key was in cultivating the right judgment and taking appropriate action. He distinguished between healthy and unhealthy emotions based on their alignment with reason. Healthy emotions are those that align with our logical judgments, guiding us toward virtuous actions. Unhealthy emotions, on the other hand, are those that go against reason, leading us astray from what is truly good and beneficial. This concept echoes the Stoic idea of apatheia, which does not mean an absence of emotion, but rather a state of calmness and tranquility. In Epictetus's view, apatheia is not about suppressing emotions, but rather about achieving a state where our emotions are in harmony with reason and virtue. He believed that emotions, when properly understood and managed, can become valuable tools for personal growth and ethical living. His practical approach to emotional well-being is as relevant today as it was in his time. It reminds us that emotions are not something to be feared or avoided, but rather understood and harnessed for a life lived virtuously. By focusing on the development of right judgment and taking appropriate action, Epictetus shows us how to turn our emotions into beacons that guide us toward a life well lived. He emphasized the practice of right judgment and appropriate action, principles he likely gleaned from Epictetus's teachings on how to live a life well lived. As emperor, Marcus Aurelius faced numerous challenges and setbacks. Yet, he remained steadfast in his philosophical beliefs, using them to navigate the complexities of rule. His adherence to Epictetus's teachings guided him through difficult times, demonstrating the practical applicability of Stoic philosophy in real-world scenarios. Epictetus's influence on Marcus Aurelius underscores the enduring relevance of his teachings, which continue to inspire and guide those seeking a life well lived. In practical terms, Epictetus advocated for living simply and contentedly with one's means. He believed that true wealth is not found in lavish possessions, but in the ability to be satisfied with what you have. By focusing on internal virtues like wisdom, courage, and self-control, Epictetus showed that one could find true wealth regardless of their external circumstances. While Epictetus is best known for his teachings on internal virtues, the path to his philosophical development was paved by significant influences from earlier thinkers. One of the earliest influences on Stoicism came from Socrates, who believed in the power of rational thought and self-control. This concept encourages a mindset of resilience and adaptability, teaching us to find meaning in our circumstances rather than wishing for something different. Imagine sitting in on a lecture where Epictetus is not just imparting knowledge, but guiding his students to discover truths for themselves. This interactive approach emphasizes the importance of understanding, not just memorizing philosophical ideas. In contrast to the discourses, the Enchiridion is a more compact text, serving as a summary and guidebook for Stoic principles. It's like having a pocket-sized manual of practical wisdom that you can refer back to anytime, anywhere. The significance of the Enchiridion lies in its accessibility. It distills complex philosophical concepts into bite-sized nuggets that anyone can understand and apply to their daily lives. He introduced the concept of the dichotomy of control, distinguishing between what you can influence, your thoughts and actions, and what is beyond your control. This perspective allowed Epictetus to navigate the hardships of his enslavement with remarkable resilience. He also practiced premeditatio malorum, preparation for misfortune. By imagining and accepting potential negative outcomes, he believed one could develop an inner fortitude that would help endure actual hardships. This philosophy not only helped Epictetus cope with his own challenges, but also guided others through adversity. His unyielding spirit, honed through bondage and freedom, resonated deeply with the philosophical currents of Rome. This city-state was grappling with questions of civic duty, political stability, and individual responsibility within a vast empire. Epictetus taught that every person has a role to play in society, emphasizing the importance of understanding one's place and fulfilling it diligently. This idea was novel and potent in Rome, where societal roles were often dictated by birth and status rather than personal merit. His philosophy held that true greatness lay not in wealth or power, but in one's ability to navigate adversity with virtue and wisdom. This message challenged the Roman notion of glory, which often emphasized military conquests and political might. Imagine the bustling streets of Rome, where Epictetus's ideas began to take root. Senators debating policies would find echoes of his thoughts in their discussions. The concept that true power comes from within, rather than external sources, began to permeate political thought. The extent to which Epictetus's ideas resonated with his contemporaries can be seen in the enduring influence of his philosophy. His teachings did not just provide personal guidance, but also shaped the social and cultural landscape of Rome, offering a new perspective on civic responsibility and political power. Proheresis encompasses our desires, aversions, and judgments, the inner mechanisms of our mind and heart. Focusing on these controllable elements leads to tranquility, Epictetus taught. External events, the actions of others, and our bodily sensations, these fall outside our control. Epictetus's wisdom here is remarkable. He understood that trying to control the uncontrollable leads only to frustration and anxiety. Instead, he advocated for influencing these external factors rather than trying to control them outright. This distinction between control and influence is central to Stoic philosophy. Epictetus's clarity in articulating these principles showcases his intellectual prowess. Epictetus's teachings go far beyond Stoic resilience. They also tackle the universal fear of death. This fear, according to him, is irrational and prevents us from living fully. Stoic philosophy sees death as a natural part of life's cycle. Epictetus believed that to live in agreement with nature is to accept death as an inevitable phase. He taught that fear of death stems from our desire to control what we cannot, our future existence. Epictetus argued that by accepting death, we free ourselves from this irrational fear. He even went so far as to suggest that practicing contemplation of our own mortality can enhance our appreciation for life. This practice is not about morbidity, but rather about understanding the temporality of our existence. Epictetus believed that preparing for death is a way to live better, to make each moment count. He often said that it's not about how long we live, but how well we live the time given to us. This profound perspective shows the depth of Epictetus's philosophical thinking and its practical application. As we delve deeper into his teachings, it becomes clear that his journey from slavery to greatness is not just about overcoming physical bonds, but also transcending our mental limitations. In these conversations, Epictetus often plays the role of a guide, challenging his students with questions that probe their understanding and beliefs. This method is deeply influenced by Socrates' approach to teaching philosophy. One of Epictetus's most notable dialogues involves a fictional student named Thrason. In their exchange, Thrason asserts that he is a man of action, suggesting his capabilities are far beyond those of ordinary people. Epictetus quickly challenges this claim by asking Thrason if he can make others virtuous or wealthy. When Thrason admits that he cannot, Epictetus points out the irony. If you were truly a man of action, why can't you bring about these results? This dialogue underscores Epictetus's belief that true power lies not in external circumstances or appearances, but in one's internal virtues and actions. Another significant dialogue involves a student named Hermogenes. When Hermogenes expresses his desire to be wealthy, Epictetus responds by inquiring about the means by which he plans to acquire this wealth. These interactions highlight Epictetus's ability to engage his students in a way that stimulates critical thinking and self-awareness. Through these dialogues, Epictetus demonstrates his unyielding spirit in spreading knowledge and guiding others toward a life of virtue and wisdom. In this text, Marcus Aurelius reflects on his life and duties as emperor through the lens of Stoic philosophy, drawing heavily from Epictetus's core principles. Marcus Aurelius applies this principle to his role as emperor by accepting the natural course of events and remaining steadfast amidst challenges. Through his writings, Marcus Aurelius illustrates how Stoic principles can guide one's actions and maintain inner peace. The legacy of Epictetus through Meditations is profound, as it showcases the enduring relevance and practicality of his teachings in navigating both personal and public life. Reality, for Epictetus, was not something to be taken at face value. He believed that we are surrounded by a vast tapestry of events and circumstances beyond our control. To navigate this complex landscape, he proposed a dichotomy, a division between what is within our power and what is not. By embracing this concept, Epictetus advocated for a life guided by acceptance and resilience rather than futile struggle against the inevitable. He understood that the world is filled with both internal and external events. Internally, we control our thoughts and actions. Externally, other people's behaviors and circumstances are out of our hands. To Epictetus, logos, the rational principle that governs the universe, provided a framework for understanding these distinctions. This understanding of reality empowered him to face life's challenges with unyielding spirit and intellectual prowess. Wisdom, according to Epictetus, is the ability to discern between what is within one's power and what is not. It guides us in focusing on that which we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while accepting the things beyond our reach with equanimity. Justice, in his teachings, extends beyond legal systems to encompass fairness and moral righteousness in all aspects of life. It calls for treating others with respect and benevolence, recognizing the interconnectedness of humanity within the cosmic order. Courage, another cardinal virtue, is not merely the absence of fear, but the resolve to act in accordance with wisdom and justice despite potential adversity or danger. Temperance, the fourth virtue, advocates for moderation and self-control, ensuring that our desires do not become the masters of our actions, but are instead guided by reason and virtue. These four virtues collectively form the bedrock of Epictetus's philosophy, guiding individuals towards eudaimonia, true happiness, and flourishing. By cultivating these virtues, Epictetus taught that one can transform even the harshest of conditions into a pathway towards personal growth and inner peace. And so, the teachings of Epictetus remind us that true happiness lies not in external circumstances, but in the cultivation of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance within ourselves. For Epictetus, social hierarchy was an illusion created by society. He taught that each individual holds equal value and potential. In his discourses, Arrian records Epictetus saying, "It is not what you are that matters, but who you are." This phrase captures the heart of his egalitarian philosophy. By focusing on inner qualities rather than external circumstances, Epictetus reminds us of our shared humanity and the potential for greatness within each person. At the heart of his teachings lies the concept of oikiosis familiarity, or kinship with others, a pillar of Stoic social philosophy. Epictetus believed that as we expand our circles of familiarity, we also expand the boundaries of our ethical obligations. This inclusive philosophy forms the basis for his ideal Stoic community, a collective where each member's virtue contributes to the whole. Friendship, in Epictetus's view, is not merely a source of pleasure, but an essential tool for personal growth. A true friend offers candid counsel and challenges our beliefs, helping us refine our character and deepen our wisdom. Epictetus advocated for a community where dialogue is open and robust, where individuals feel safe to express their true selves. His philosophy of community was not just a theoretical construct, it was embodied in his interactions with students like Emperor Marcus Aurelius. The letters of Marcus Aurelius, heavily influenced by Epictetus, reflect this commitment to community and mutual growth. Through his teachings on oikiosis, friendship, and the ideal Stoic community, Epictetus laid a foundation for enduring influence. Epictetus's vision of community is a living testament to his belief that our shared humanity and personal growth are intertwined. Imagine having everything you desire within your grasp, yet being unable to fully enjoy it. This paradox is at the heart of Epictetus's teachings on desire. Epictetus believed that our desires often lead us to unhappiness because they create a dichotomy of control. We crave what is outside our sphere of influence, and this longing can be detrimental. He taught that true happiness comes from focusing on what is within our power to control. By shifting our attention from external desires to internal virtues, we can achieve a state of tranquility. Think of it this way: if you are constantly striving for things beyond your reach, such as wealth or status, you will always be dissatisfied. But if you cultivate contentment with what you have, you can find peace. Epictetus's insights into human psychology reveal a deep understanding of our nature. His teachings remind us that the key to happiness lies not in what we acquire, but in how we respond to life's circumstances. This focus on internal control and virtues is a testament to Epictetus's intellectual prowess. It shows his ability to cut through the noise of external desires and pinpoint the true path to happiness. And so, Epictetus teaches us that by focusing on what we can control and accepting what is beyond our power, we can lead lives of tranquility and wisdom. His insights are as relevant today as they were in ancient times, reminding us that true happiness comes from within. To Epictetus, Every individual had a unique role to play in society. He saw these roles as divinely appointed and essential for the smooth functioning of the world. Whether a person was a parent, teacher, or ruler, each had specific duties that contributed to the greater good. Epictetus believed that one should strive to excel in their role, not for personal gain, but to serve the community better. His advocacy for moral integrity and virtuous living continues to resonate today, reminding us of the power of duty in our lives. Dialogues were his preferred tool for exploring complex ethical dilemmas. By engaging in conversations, Epictetus could mimic real-life scenarios, making abstract philosophical concepts tangible and relatable to his listeners. Hypotheticals were another powerful tool in Epictetus's arsenal. He would often pose thought experiments that forced his listeners to question their assumptions and preconceived notions about the world. Consider a scenario where Epictetus asks, "What if you were suddenly made king? Would your actions change?" This hypothetical challenges the listener to consider whether true virtue depends on external circumstances or resides within the individual. Socratic questioning, a method popularized by Socrates, was also a mainstay in Epictetus's teachings. By asking pointed questions that led to self-discovery, he could guide his students toward deeper insights without outright telling them the answers. Imagine Epictetus posing a question like, "What is virtue?" and then systematically challenging each proposed definition until his students arrive at a more profound understanding of the concept. This method emphasized self-learning and personal growth, reflecting Epictetus's belief in the power of individual responsibility. These techniques illustrate Epictetus's commitment to effective teaching. By employing dialogues, hypotheticals, and Socratic questioning, he ensured that his philosophy was not just taught, but also deeply understood and internalized by his students. His unyielding spirit and intellectual prowess are evident in the meticulous craft of his argumentation, which continues to illuminate the path toward moral integrity and virtuous living even today. Nature's laws govern all existence, from the smallest atom to the grandest galaxy. For Epictetus, this was a universal truth. He taught that humans should live in agreement with nature's, not just adapting to it, but embracing its design. For Epictetus, fate wasn't a cruel force, but an intricate tapestry woven into the fabric of existence. But this didn't mean passively enduring life's challenges. Epictetus taught that we should adapt to circumstances. Like a sailor navigating stormy seas, he advised using our reason and virtue to steer through life's tempests. This profound understanding of human existence within nature's larger framework is what makes Epictetus's teachings so enduring. Through meticulous reasoning and careful argumentation, Epictetus believed that one could break free from the shackles of ignorance and false beliefs. He taught that by mastering logic, one could cultivate a clear mind capable of discerning truth from falsehood. In this sense, Epictetus wielded logos not just as a tool for philosophical inquiry, but as a means to liberate the mind and elevate one's understanding of existence. To understand Epictetus's practical application of philosophy, consider his approach to teaching. He didn't merely lecture on Stoic principles, he demonstrated how to live them. His method was akin to an artist's studio, hands-on, experiential, and deeply personal. Imagine a class on managing stress. Epictetus would start with a simple question: what is within your control? He'd explain that our emotions are often driven by external events, things we can't change. But he'd also emphasize that how we respond to these events is entirely within our control. This distinction, he taught, was key to living in agreement with nature. He'd then turn to a student who recently lost a loved one. "Your grief is natural," he'd say, "but how you cope with it is your choice." Epictetus would guide the student through contemplative exercises, encouraging them to find solace in the fact that their loved one lived a virtuous life, something that remains constant despite death. He'd remind them of the eternal nature of reason and purpose, using vivid examples from philosophy to illustrate his points. Epictetus believed that understanding this connection between our inner state and the external world was essential for cultivating resilience. And so, he'd teach his students to see adversity not as a curse, but as an opportunity to practice virtue. A challenging life, in his view, was like a rigorous training regimen for the mind. This unyielding spirit, this commitment to living virtuously despite hardships, is what made Epictetus such an influential teacher. For him, education was not merely about acquiring knowledge, but about cultivating virtue and wisdom. He believed that true learning was about understanding one's inner self and developing the strength to face life's challenges with equanimity. He would often say, if you want to be a good student, first become a good human being. This emphasis on character over knowledge was central to his teachings. Epictetus's approach to education extended beyond the classroom. He believed that life itself is a continuous learning experience. He taught his students to observe, reflect, and adapt to whatever circumstances they found themselves in. This holistic view of education was revolutionary. It showed that the pursuit of wisdom is a lifelong endeavor, not just a period of formal learning. His teachings resonate today because they remind us that true learning goes beyond the accumulation of facts. It is about cultivating our character and wisdom to live virtuously. In a world filled with information, Epictetus's philosophy serves as a guiding light, reminding us that the ultimate goal of education is not knowledge, but virtue. One of Epictetus's key techniques for emotional regulation is called premeditatio malorum, or the practice of premeditating evils. This involves mentally rehearsing potential misfortunes as a way to build resilience. He taught that by visualizing and accepting the worst-case scenarios, one can cultivate an inner calm that is not shaken by actual adversity. Another technique Epictetus advocated for was negative visualization. This involves imagining the loss of things one values deeply, wealth, health, loved ones, to appreciate what one has, and to prepare oneself for inevitable changes. By contemplating the impermanence of our circumstances, Epictetus believed we can achieve a deeper understanding of life's transience and find solace in the present moment. These practices were not mere theoretical exercises, but practical guides for achieving inner peace. By facing potential adversities in thought, one can better navigate real-life challenges with composure and equanimity. In the ancient world of Rome, time management was crucial for philosophers who juggled teaching, writing, and debating. Epictetus's teachings on prohairesis guided his own use of time. This advice highlights Epictetus's belief that dwelling on things outside one's control is futile. Instead, he suggests focusing on what you can influence. He even applies this principle to time itself, noting that only a fool would believe that any other person could make him either wise or foolish. By focusing on what is within his control, Epictetus demonstrates an efficient use of time and energy. This practice not only contributes to inner peace, but also enhances intellectual prowess. Patience, according to Epictetus, is not merely a passive virtue, but an active stance that empowers us to endure hardship and adversity with grace. He taught that patience is essential for navigating the challenges of life, likening it to a steadfast anchor in a storm. Epictetus believed that the practice of patience allows us to remain composed even in the face of adversity. He illustrates this with the metaphor of a ship navigating through turbulent waters. The ship, representing our minds, must remain steady despite the storms of life. Epictetus emphasizes that true patience lies not in escaping adversity, but in enduring it with calmness and resolve. This ability to maintain inner peace amidst external chaos is what transforms patience into a powerful virtue. His ability to endure hardship with patience and composure is a cornerstone of his philosophy. His teachings, as recorded by his student Arrian in the Discourses, reveal a profound commitment to self-examination and reflection. Epictetus believed that introspection was key to understanding one's place in the universe and living in agreement with nature, a central tenet of Stoicism. He advocated for regular self-reflection, often using the metaphor of a mirror to examine one's thoughts and actions. Epictetus taught that by looking into this mirror, we can gain clarity on our motivations, biases, and the logic behind our decisions. The role of logic in self-reflection was paramount to Epictetus's practice. He believed that reasoning through our thoughts and actions helps us separate what is within our control from what is not. By rigorously examining the logic of our decisions, we can refine our philosophical thinking and personal growth, continually honing our intellectual prowess. His teachings emphasize the role of logos, reason, in overcoming emotional turmoil. Epictetus believed that emotions stem from irrational judgments about events beyond our control. In his discourses, he writes, "It is not the things themselves that disturb men, but their opinions about these things." He argues that by applying reason, we can distinguish between what is within our power and what is not. This emphasis on rational thought is central to Epictetus's philosophy and its enduring relevance in understanding and controlling one's emotions. As a result, Epictetus's philosophy has endured for centuries, guiding individuals to find tranquility in the face of life's challenges through the power of rational thought. Epictetus's teachings emphasize practical wisdom and the role of reason in education. He believed that true learning comes from within, a principle that guided his innovative teaching methods. His emphasis on practical wisdom is evident in his writings, which include the Discourses and the Enchiridion. These works were recorded by his student Aversion and highlight Epictetus's commitment to making philosophy accessible and applicable to daily life. He saw education not merely as the acquisition of knowledge, but as a process of self-discovery and inner growth. This approach emphasizes reason as the guiding principle in understanding the world around us. Epictetus's intellectual prowess manifested through his ability to make complex philosophical concepts understandable and applicable. He believed that true wisdom is not found in textbooks or lectures, but within the individual's own mind and experiences. To him, self-care was not a luxury, but an essential aspect of maintaining personal well-being. In his view, physical health was a vital component of self-care. He advised that one should pay attention to their diet and exercise regimen. He believed that emotional balance was crucial for mental fortitude. His teachings on self-care emphasized the importance of mental resilience and the ability to withstand adversity, illustrating how Epictetus applied his philosophical insights to practical self-care. By emphasizing personal ethics and self-control, Epictetus created a blueprint for maintaining well-being that remains relevant today. His teachings on physical health, emotional balance, and mental fortitude provide a holistic approach to self-care that can benefit anyone seeking inner peace. He believed that living in harmony with nature's design was essential for a smooth flow of life. This wasn't just an idealistic notion, it was a practical guide to navigating existence. To Epictetus, nature was the ultimate arbiter of all things. He saw it as an intricate web of laws and principles that governed every aspect of life. The Stoic teaching, living in agreement with nature's, was not a suggestion but a command. It meant accepting natural events as they are and aligning one's actions with them. He taught that resisting nature's course was futile and counterproductive. Instead, he advised embracing natural events as opportunities for growth. Epictetus saw natural law as the cornerstone of ethics. He argued that understanding and adhering to these laws were key to living a virtuous life. The principles he espoused were captured by his student Aversion in the Discourses. These texts serve as a window into Epictetus's mind and his deep reverence for nature. The philosopher's unyielding spirit was deeply shaped by his belief in the order and wisdom of natural laws. He saw these as guidelines to live by rather than obstacles to overcome. For Epictetus, nature was a wise teacher, and its lessons were to be learned with humility and respect. He believed that understanding and living in accordance with natural laws led to a life of balance, virtue, and true happiness. Logos played a central role in his method of argumentation. He believed that logical reasoning could lead one to truth and wisdom, and that these were the keys to a virtuous life. Epictetus saw virtue as an extension of understanding. To him, being virtuous meant aligning one's actions with the logical principles that govern the universe. He taught that wisdom comes from recognizing and embracing the natural order of things. This intellectual prowess was not just a tool for Epictetus, it was the very pathway to freedom. Even in the face of adversity, Epictetus believed that the pursuit of wisdom through logical reasoning could lead to a life of balance and inner peace. And so, it is Logos that stands as the cornerstone of Epictetus's philosophy, the unyielding spirit that guided his journey from bondage to eminence. This intellectual prowess serves as a beacon for those seeking a life of virtue and wisdom, reminding us that true freedom often begins with the power of reason. As Stoicism's evolution unfolded, one figure stood out for his profound impact on the philosophy's development: Epictetus. Enter Epictetus, whose teachings marked a significant shift towards practical ethics within Stoicism. Epictetus taught that there are two categories of things: externals and internals. Externals include wealth, health, reputation, essentially anything outside of ourselves. Internals encompass our judgments, desires, and aversions. For Epictetus, the key to navigating suffering lies in acceptance. He advised that we should not resist or rail against fate, but instead embrace our circumstances. In his discourses, Epictetus states, "Some things are within our power, while others are not." This distinction forms the bedrock of Stoic resilience. For Epictetus, the path to happiness lies in accepting what we cannot change and focusing on what we can. This practical approach to ethics has resonated through the ages. His philosophy doesn't advocate for passivity, but rather for wise action within our sphere of influence. It is a call to live in agreement with nature, accepting both its blessings and hardships. Epictetus's teachings spread across the Roman Empire, forming vibrant Stoic communities. In these gatherings, individuals sought to live in harmony with nature and embrace virtues like wisdom and self-control. One such community thrived in Rome, attracting students eager to learn from Epictetus's profound insights. His teachings were recorded by Arrian, one of his students, in the Discourses. These writings resonated deeply within Roman society. One notable teaching emphasized accepting what is within our control and letting go of what is not. This principle, known as Amor Fati, encouraged Romans to find contentment in their circumstances. Through these texts and the growing Stoic communities, Epictetus's ideas became a cornerstone of Roman philosophy. This idea aligned closely with Christian teachings on divine providence and the belief that all events are part of God's larger design. Early Christian thinkers saw this as a call to endure hardships and trials, trusting that God's purpose would be revealed in time. The teachings of Epictetus continued to shape intellectual thought even after his death around 30 CE, showing how his ideas continued to influence philosophical inquiry long after he was gone. According to Epictetus, the purpose of art is not merely aesthetic enjoyment, but something much deeper. It's a means to cultivate virtue and resilience. For him, creativity wasn't about expressing individual genius or evoking emotions. It was about crafting tools that help us navigate the challenges of life. Epictetus believed that art should serve a practical purpose. It should teach us how to live well in accordance with nature's laws. To Epictetus, the role of the artist is not different from that of any other person. They are all craftspeople in their respective disciplines. Just as a carpenter shapes wood to create a chair, an artist uses their medium to shape the minds of those who engage with their work. His view on creativity fits into Stoic philosophy's broader idea that we should focus on what is within our control and accept what is not. For Epictetus, art was a means to cultivate virtue and resilience. It helps us confront the unexpected and learn from it. This perspective illuminates how he saw art as more than just beauty. It was a tool to help us live better lives. He believed in a universe where everything is interconnected, from the smallest atom to the vast cosmos. This interconnectedness creates a harmony that binds all things together. Epictetus likened this interconnectedness to a symphony, where each note contributes to the overall melody. In his view, even the slightest change in one part of the universe resonates throughout the whole. This concept is not just a philosophical abstraction, but has practical implications for our daily lives. Epictetus taught that understanding Sympatheia helps us navigate life's challenges with wisdom and resilience. He argued that recognizing our interconnectedness can lead to a more harmonious existence. It encourages empathy, understanding, and compassion for all living beings. For Epictetus, the ability to see ourselves as part of this vast interconnected web is key to living a virtuous life. It reminds us that our actions have consequences not only for ourselves, but also for the world around us. This perspective deepens our understanding of Epictetus's holistic approach to philosophy. It shows how he saw every aspect of life as intricately linked, requiring wisdom and mindfulness to navigate effectively. By embracing Sympatheia, we can cultivate a sense of responsibility and stewardship towards the world around us, fostering a more harmonious and virtuous existence. This principle is not just an intellectual exercise, but a call to action, to live in accordance with nature's harmony and contribute positively to the interconnected web of life. Imagine a world where every event, no matter how seemingly insignificant or profoundly challenging, is embraced with the same spirit of acceptance and love. Amor Fati teaches that we should accept and love every aspect of our lives. For the Stoics, this meant living in harmony with nature and accepting both the good and the bad as part of a greater whole. The Latin phrase, Memento Mori, translates to, "Remember you must die." It serves as a stark reminder of the impermanence of life and the inevitability of death. The discourses are filled with wisdom that continues to resonate today. Among the many insights, Epictetus emphasized the importance of accepting one's fate and living in accordance with nature. His writings often used vivid imagery to drive home his philosophical points. For instance, he once wrote about a man standing by the sea, where waves continuously crash against the shore. Epictetus suggested that this man should consider that, while the waves themselves are not within his control, how he responds to them is. This simple yet profound example illustrates the essence of Memento Mori within Stoicism, acknowledging that death is inevitable, but understanding that it is how we respond to life's challenges that defines us. The meditations often emphasize the transience of life and the importance of living each day as if it were one's last. Through these writings, we see how Epictetus's teachings on Memento Mori have influenced subsequent philosophical thought and continue to resonate today, illustrating the depth of Epictetus's impact on philosophical thought and our understanding of mortality. He taught that the body should be cared for as a tool that helps us carry out our responsibilities. A healthy body allows for better focus, energy, and resilience in facing life's challenges. He argued that balance between body and mind was crucial. While good health was desirable, it was equally important not to become obsessed with it. He taught his students that, while it was good to strive for health, one should not become so preoccupied with the body that they neglect their duties or allow physical concerns to dominate their lives. In essence, Epictetus saw health as a means to an end, not an end in itself. It was a tool that, when used wisely, could contribute to a balanced and virtuous life. His holistic approach to well-being reflected his broader philosophy of living in agreement with nature and maintaining balance amidst the ups and downs of life. This understanding demonstrates Epictetus's profound insight into the interconnectedness of physical health, mental well-being, and ethical living. In the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the principle that true happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances. This inner strength is what propelled Epictetus to dedicate his life to teaching others how to live in harmony with nature and society. He believed that contributing to the well-being of one's community is a fundamental duty. According to Epictetus, our responsibilities extend beyond ourselves, encompassing our roles as citizens and members of society. He emphasized that true fulfillment is found in selfless acts that benefit others. Imagine a world where each individual is driven by an inherent sense of duty and love for their community. Such a society would be characterized by unity, harmony, and collective progress. Epictetus's philosophy translates into practical actions that promote cohesion and advancement within communities. By embracing service as a cornerstone of our existence, we tap into the very essence of Epictetus's teachings. Beyond philosophy, Epictetus's teachings made an indelible mark on ancient Roman law and justice. Epictetus's philosophy laid the groundwork for natural law theory in Rome, which posited that laws should reflect universal moral truths. This theory shaped Roman jurisprudence by emphasizing rationality and ethics at the core of legal decision-making. It brought a new focus to the law, moving away from mere enforcement towards a deeper understanding of justice and moral rectitude. The impact of Epictetus's ideas could be seen in the writings of Roman jurists like Cicero and Ulpian, who drew upon Stoic principles to argue for a more ethical legal system. This transformation extended Epictetus's story into the realm of governance, demonstrating his far-reaching influence on society. As we continue to explore Epictetus's journey, it becomes clear that his impact extends beyond the realm of philosophy, shaping the foundations of ethical governance and legal thought. The story of Epictetus is a testament to how profound ideas can reshape entire societies, embedding themselves in the very fabric of law and justice. The philosophy of Epictetus, shaped by his journey from bondage to freedom, has transcended the ancient world. His ideas have echoed through time, influencing various schools of thought and thinkers. Existentialism, too, has been inspired by Epictetus's ideas. Friedrich Nietzsche, a key figure in existentialism, was drawn to Epictetus's emphasis on individual freedom and responsibility. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, also finds roots in Epictetus's philosophy. Viktor Frankl, an Austrian neurologist and psychiatrist, used Stoic principles to help survivors of the Holocaust cope with their trauma. Epictetus's influence extends beyond philosophy into contemporary therapeutic practices, reminding us that his profound ideas can reshape not only societies, but also individual lives. CBT techniques, particularly those focusing on identifying and challenging negative thoughts and behaviors, are deeply rooted in Epictetus's philosophy. The core belief that rational thought can help navigate life's challenges aligns perfectly with CBT principles. His enduring impact underscores how his profound ideas can reshape not only societies, but also individual lives, highlighting the continued relevance of ancient wisdom in our modern world. As we explore these ancient teachings, it becomes clear that Epictetus's philosophy offers timeless insights into the human condition and the pursuit of happiness and resilience. Yet, it was this adversity that he would later turn into a powerful tool for personal growth and philosophical greatness. His teachings, recorded by his student Aurelius in the Discourses, reveal a deep understanding of how to transform obstacles into opportunities. Epictetus believed that every challenge, no matter how formidable, could be used as a stepping stone to greater wisdom and resilience. His teachings serve as a powerful reminder that even the greatest challenges can be turned into stepping stones on the path to wisdom and resilience. In his discourses, Epictetus teaches that duty to self is crucial. Personal growth and self-control are essential for navigating life's challenges. However, Epictetus also stresses the significance of societal obligations. He believes that understanding and fulfilling one's social roles is vital for maintaining order and harmony. He teaches that one should act according to their role, whether it's as a parent, a citizen, or a friend. Epictetus balances personal growth with societal obligations by advocating for living in accordance with nature. For Epictetus, duty is not just about following rules, but also about cultivating wisdom and virtue. His teachings guide individuals to live in harmony with their duties, offering practical guidance for everyday life. Ultimately, Epictetus's philosophy demonstrates that fulfilling one's duties can lead to a life of balance and contentment. This approach has contributed to his enduring legacy as a philosopher who offered timeless wisdom for navigating life's complexities. Here, his resilience and intellectual prowess blossomed further, influencing Emperor Marcus Aurelius and shaping the Stoic philosophy that endures to this day. Through it all, Epictetus's teachings underscore the power of adversity in shaping personal growth and philosophical depth. In the face of adversity, Epictetus teaches us to find progress and happiness within ourselves, a legacy that continues to resonate across centuries. His life journey from bondage to freedom is not merely an inspirational tale, but a profound illustration of his philosophy in action. Adversity, for Epictetus, was a chance to test his resolve and cultivate resilience, a core tenet of Stoic philosophy. This perspective is encapsulated in the Stoic concept of premeditatio malorum, preemptive meditation on adversity. By mentally rehearsing potential misfortunes and setbacks, Epictetus believed one could prepare themselves to face these challenges with equanimity. This proactive mindset is beautifully exemplified in his teachings on how to handle difficult situations. He advocated viewing obstacles not with dread, but with a sense of readiness and acceptance, a mindset that echoes through the ages in Stoic thought. Epictetus's resilience and intellectual prowess not only liberated him from physical bonds, but also led to the establishment of a philosophical school in Nicopolis. In a world where adversity is inevitable, Epictetus's teachings remind us that it is our response to challenges that defines us. One of Epictetus's most influential works is the Enchiridion, a handbook that distills Stoic philosophy into practical advice. The title, Enchiridion, which translates to manual or handbook, reflects Epictetus's commitment to making philosophy accessible and actionable. This work is structured as a series of 53 concise chapters, each offering a specific teaching or principle. One key passage, for instance, advises, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This encourages us to focus on our growth rather than seeking approval. Another passage emphasizes control over one's own actions. Do not seek to have everything that happens happen as you wish, but wish for everything to happen as it actually will, and your life will be serene. The Enchiridion serves as a manual for living according to these principles, making Epictetus's teachings practical and applicable. Beyond the Enchiridion, fragments of Epictetus's lost writings have surfaced in texts like the Exhortation to Philosophes. These provide unique glimpses into his philosophical system and teachings that might otherwise be lost. The discourses, attributed to Arrian, are particularly illuminating. They reveal Epictetus's profound insights into human nature and ethical living. These lost writings reveal that Epictetus's philosophical system was deeply rooted in practical wisdom and ethical living. The discourses and the exhortation to philosophy remind us that Even in the harshest conditions, one's intellect can shine brightly. The enduring influence of Epictetus's philosophy demonstrates the power of his ideas and the profound impact he has had on history. Relationships are a central theme in Epictetus's teachings on Stoicism. For Epictetus, relationships were not merely social constructs, but opportunities to practice virtue and cultivate wisdom. He believed that familial relations should be guided by mutual respect and a shared commitment to virtuous living. Friendships, according to Epictetus, should be rooted in genuine affection and mutual support, where each person's well-being is as important as one's own. In romantic connections, Epictetus emphasized the importance of temperance and mutual respect, seeing love as a sacred bond that should elevate both partners. He taught that in all relationships, one should strive to be beneficial, to contribute positively to the other person's life and growth. This philosophy of virtuous interaction and mutual respect can guide us in maintaining strong, healthy relationships that align with Stoic principles. By adhering to these teachings, we can foster connections that are not only resilient, but also enriching for all parties involved. This commitment to virtuous living within our relationships is what Epictetus believed would lead us to a life of tranquility and inner peace. Through his teachings on familial relations, friendships, and romantic connections, Epictetus shows us that relationships are not merely aspects of life, but paths to wisdom and virtue. Ultimately, the strength and health of our relationships can be a reflection of our own character and commitment to living in accordance with Stoic principles.